Sorry about that. Had to hit the other mute button on the YouTube. Welcome, everybody, again to Crypto Talk Now, live with Max. We're going to, of course, talk about the crypto news, all the hot topics, what's trending, of course, Luna Classic. So without further ado, everybody, before we do that, let's go ahead and recognize our wonderful audience that is here tonight, starting off with Selmo Fudd, who basically does the Crypto Talk Now, his traditional trademark. Good to see you, Selmo. Glad to have you here tonight. Top of that, we have the 99-cent super chat to start things off from Crypto Mike, aka Mike Cornwell. Thank you for that, Mike. Really appreciate it. And also want to state, really appreciate everybody who dropped a whole bunch of super chats last night. That was really, really generous of you and humbling experience to say the least. All right. You guys welcome each other. This is great. Crypto Talk Now Network. Yep, absolutely. Just flip on the fan for a little bit. Let's go turn that down just a notch. There we go. And let's see who else we have here. We have April Cornwell. Hey, friends. How was y'all's day? It was pretty good. Have to get a little bit more into that in a bit. Carly Crypto's here. She says, hey, y'all. Hey, Carly, thank you for what you do for CTN. I really mean that, by the way. I had a chance to actually just give you a formal welcoming and so on. We do appreciate you. I really want you to know that. Thank you very much. She says, please smash that like button. Thank you very much. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, comments, even if you guys drop emojis, those type of things. It all helps everything. I've been trying to get out daily videos to everybody on the recorded before we can have our our channel, of course, recommended again. Hopefully you're getting the notifications way out in advance. I'm trying to keep on top of things as far as making sure there's a proper thumbnail and advanced live, giving you that notification way far ahead, I should say, for all our regulars, members, and so on. But in particular, right, we want to, grow things here once again and get back to where we need to be, and just making sure that we cover all those type of things. So I guess you could say it's kind of an experiment, but if anything, it's not really, right? These are standard things that we should have been doing for a long time anyway, but it's all right. We will get to where we need to be. But I did see a few comments with one of the last videos. I think, again, shout out to Jeff Pruden. He was mentioning that he's starting to get the notifications. A couple other people mentioned they're getting the notifications. So that's really, really good. That's what we want to hear. If you guys are getting notifications, that tells me that the algorithm is kicking in for the good, and why not, right? All right. So you guys are saying hello to each other. This is great. Larry says, let's go, Max. Thanks, Larry. Let's just see who else is here. The one and only Jeff Pruden 350Z. And yesterday we forgot to show some of your pictures. I will go ahead and just briefly show that real quick right now because I don't want to forget later. And so, guys, he has some pictures up, and let's see here. I'm just going to show one of them in regards to that 350Z. It'll be shown here in just a moment. There we go. All right. Share screen tab. There we go. This is what Jeff is talking about. This particular vehicle looks like a new Nissan Skyline. I wouldn't mind having one of those myself, my friend. Those are pretty awesome. I always, of course, love the original, but only seats itself on the right side. And I know about driving stick, using my shifter as my left hand. So this one, of course, is they make this here in the United States as I should say in the United States as well. But I mean, the seat is on the left, shifter on the right, right? Traditional clutch on the left foot, right? Stuff like that. But there it is. Thought I'd recognize and go ahead and show that real quick. While I'm going ahead and having that up, let's go ahead through some more comments, of course. Yep, I know. But I recognize it real quick. So what happens apparently if I hit the intro, it automatically mutes me, and then I have to manually unmute myself. So it's just one of those things I gotta basically try to remember. But thank you for that. And Bitcoin BMW, hello to you. Good to see you. And let's see a few more people. Excuse me. Carly Cryptos, welcome everybody. Really appreciate that. Kushi Boy says, sup, Max. Right back at you, my friend. Jeff Pruden, he states, before we get too hard into the show, we get a shout to our sister channels and our beautiful Discord, and maybe a links to all of them into the description. Thank you, Max. Love you, buddy. They're already in the description. If I do a thumbnail, I'm already on top of that. It's already there. But yes, shout out to the sister stations, Crypto Talk Now VR, Edward Vincent, Badir, Jeff Pruden, Legrand Commission, and the whole gang, Mike Cornwell. Also, Legrand has his own channel, which is, a sister channel. That's a Spanish. It's Hablamos Crypto Ahora. Highly recommend checking that out. We'll, if you haven't done so already, try to support them. Show some love to the CTN community by subscribing. Menelik, always looking sharp. Hello, friends of digital assets. Yes. Brian Dowie, it's up to you. And let's see here. Carly Crypto, it's good that Max is here tonight. At least it will be a crypto show. Well, that's what Crypto Talk Now should be all about, right? But yeah, absolutely. And Legrand is saying hello to everybody. That's great. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go a little bit further down. See if there's any other questions or so on. Max. Oh, I thought you were asking me a question. Max, the crypto professor. Well, thanks for the compliment. I have had that name attached to me for a while, which is fine. And Legrand has a link. Yeah, he could drop the link for you guys. I don't know if you can copy. Yeah, you should be able to, right straight from YouTube. I'm sure he has a link for you. Or you could just look up this particular one, which I will put in the comments. Hold on. It will not let me do that for some reason. That's weird. Maybe because I'm sharing at the moment. Well, that's all right. I'm sure he'll put it in there for you guys, or one of our other members will do that for you. All right. Let's see here. Some of FUD. We spend most of our lives living in a crypto paradise. R.I.P. Coolio. R.I.P. Coolio? When did Coolio pass away? Now I got to look that up. Don't tell me Coolio passed away. Yeah, he didn't pass away. I would have heard about that. His hair on his head passed away a long time ago, and he's bald like me, and he still does the whole thing like that. But he didn't pass away. But maybe like his rap career, the mainstream, passed away. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share all this. Let's see where we are at, and there we go. All right. For those just tuning in, welcome, of course, again to Crypto Talk Now, live with Max. This is the news. It's what's trending. You name it. We're going to take a moment to look at the overall crypto market cap here on CMC. That's how we start things out. So currently speaking, we're sitting at a $943.46 billion cap. Of course, if you've been around for a few years, this is way down. Used to be like 4 or 5 trillion back in the day, roughly around this time last year. Bitcoin sitting at 19,452 on the 24-hour chart. It is up close to 2%. On the 7-day, 5.5%. Ethereum, of course, is doing all right for the most part. 7-day chart up 7.67%. Of course, for the 24-hour chart, is it consolidation? Is it losing? It's kind of a little bit of both. XRP has, of course, retraced back. A lot of people were wondering what was going on with that. But they are up on an average of about close to 12% for the 7-day chart. And they're sitting at about 44.76, right? Slightly under 45 cents. And on top of that, we are going to take a look at the top 100 on the 1-hour chart. And of course, Quant is at 1.43% on that 1 hour, 36% on that 7-day. The other day, we literally saw Quant, have a decent pump of about 18% for the 24-hour chart, looking really, really good for Quant. And look what's right behind it on the 24-hour. At least I think that's the 24-hour. Oh, what? No, it wasn't. The 1 hour. It's Algorand. All right. And on the 24-hour, now we're into 24-hour, helium. And of course, we covered helium in the past. There's been times that I should have put out, of course, like a buy alert, not official financial advice. So I do that type of thing once in a while. So helium, for instance, a while back, we saw some really nice price action in regards to that. Buying opportunities. I think it was like roughly like a couple weeks ago, sitting at like $3.74, 75 cents. I was considered in picking up a second bag of it. I only have one bag of it, and if anything, it's if you entered in at that point, you're doing pretty well. It's up to 524. I've personally seen this go up to over $50 a coin in the bull market. Like you see, it's up 10% on 24-hour chart and 7-day chart, about 15%. Excuse me. So with that said, we will get more into helium a little bit later in the show. We have some investor place coverage on it. It is an older video, but I want to narrow down the video segment that does a very good analysis of just basically what it is, what it's all about. You heard me talk about the likes of Luke Lango, of course, from Investor Place. Him specifically, his background and so on. Maybe you heard me mention this before on the show. He's done work for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Philadelphia 76ers. He's just really good with like data analytics. Of course, he has a great background in stocks. And on top of that, of course, Caltech background. He's a very smart individual, been in crypto very, very long time. But you won't want to miss the segment we have on a video that we'll go ahead and share later on to the show. So stick around for that. All right. So just a little bit more. And I thought I'd show you guys this right here. Also, let me refresh that. And on that 24-hour chart for my watch list, okay, we have Time Warner like he's showing up. So it's like, is it getting to the point where this is something that should be considered a day trade / swing trade at these prices? Possibly. I'm just really, really very skeptical when it comes to Time Wonderland, because as you know, earlier on into this year, 2022, this was up to like, $14,000 a coin, things like that. And this is, an extreme crash. What's his name? Daniel. I can't remember his full name, but, there's just some sketchy stuff that happened with some of the people he hired. You get the deal. The volume on this is not even remotely impressive. I mean, 56,000. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, is it even worth looking into? Well, maybe. But for me personally, I just think there's other better opportunities. But when I keep seeing it on my watch list, it kind of makes me wonder, well, could it possibly be a decent day trade? Hard to say, right? Like, what if you get into this and the sell fee is extremely high, right? Stuff like that, like because of the taxes or, just whatever, right? What kind of exchanges are listing it? Is it many at all? It's just, I don't even want to click on it and view what markets is on. But anyway, another thing I wanted to point out was a couple of these right here. Of course, Clearpool, I've done about 35 or more videos for them. They're up 11% for the 24-hour chart. For the 7-day chart, Clearpool is doing really well, 49%. Really glad to see things going on with Clearpool. Again, this is one in which in the bull market, you can see some big things with them. They used to, of course, have the 100% APY staking, right? For the longest time on KuCoin. And if anything, the way I look at it is, yeah, that's over with. And, I think it's all the way down to 9%, right? Because mainly, the bear market. But something I want to show you about, if you haven't seen this before. So I found out, of course, about Clearpool literally at like 38 cents, like right we see right here. And within 2.5 weeks, I saw it go all the way up to a little over $2.36. In fact, it was like, I think maybe 247. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 257. All right. That really impressed me for the time being. And again, they didn't even have a test net out. I mean, you want to talk about, yeah, hype and all that, right? But they really, really are standing out, especially when it comes to DeFi. I know some of you guys get bored with DeFi. Some of you guys are big fans of it, so on and so forth. But that whole thing that happened a few months back with Jane Street, who's an absolute Wall Street powerhouse, for them to pick Clearpool in regards to, raising capital and so on. It was tremendous. I think basically when they became one of those borrower and did the whole borrowing pool, if you will, I believe it was like $50 million to start off with. I mean, it was really, really massive. So great things with them. Of course, they had the whole thing on which they went on over to Polygon, and the partnership, I should say, with them. And it's just, we did some coverage on it and recorded video, but I just want to give kudos to them and recognize them. If it wasn't for them, I don't even know if I'd be here with you guys, to be honest, because I wanted to cover a project that I felt as though was, flying under the radar, but that was a real good project. They have gone way up in the rankings. I remember when the ranking was like in the, like 1200 or something like that. They're up to 625 right now. Very, very underrated project. If you're considering Clearpool, again, it's not financial advice or anything like that, go to MaximusCrypto. I'll show you where that's at. Which basically, hold on a second. Let me see. You just go right here. It's my old YouTube channel, but I haven't put anything out there for a while. But I've done 141 videos, and when you do sort by most popular, for instance, I mean, of course, Metopolis of Zilka stands out with, almost 4,000 views and so on. Of course, cover Luna One, but I mean, like my Clearpool videos, I've done quite a few Clearpool videos, and it's just that, I mean, you can learn more about Clearpool if you want, if it's something that you think about maybe getting into. Why would you want to get into that? Well, we always cover here at Crypto Talk Now, the whole idea of preparing for the bull market and the bear market. So like Tim Shea pointed out the other day, he's like, hey, Max, since you mentioned, Uniswap, right? Uniswap was doing pretty well the other day. He's like, it's 3x since you mentioned it. Well, did I personally get into it? No. But again, preparing for the bull market and the bear market, if you have the funds necessary to diversify into, 15 to 20 different projects and so on, that would have not been too bad for it. Things like that, distressed assets for various reasons and so on and so forth. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys that. You're welcome to subscribe there if you want and so on. But I just wanted to point out like how many videos I basically did for them. Quite a few. Literally my first 3 videos were on Clearpool. All right, so I want to show you guys a little bit more in regards to all this. So let's see here. And they're not exactly small market cap. I mean, they're sitting at 17,346,000. I mean, some people can somewhat consider that, right? Excuse me. So to show you guys, of course, a little bit of my watch list. The next thing I basically want to show you is what? Luna Classic. What's going on with the Luna Classic, right? A lot of people talking about that, so on and so forth. Well, there's quite a few things going on with Luna Classic. So for one, there is, for instance, let me pull it up. We have this whole thing with Gate.io, and it basically has this right here. It says, do you think Luna Classic is more like a meme token? Some people don't agree with that statement. As far as the statement of it trending, yeah, absolutely, right? It trends like, Shiba Inu did last year, but maybe even more so, right? But one thing I want to point out is this right here. It says, I live in the US, so I need my Luna Classic in Coinbase or Binance US. A lot of push to have Coinbase basically be have them list Luna Classic, and rightfully so, right? We want more exchanges listing them. I mean, why wouldn't we? Give me a second here. For some reason, I think maybe the camera is slightly out of position. Um, Hold on just a moment. Maybe that's a little bit better. Sorry about that being muted. Maybe that's a little bit better. It's slightly higher. I don't know. There. I think that's normal. The positioning of it came out for some reason. Maybe it was back when I did one episode where doing a Larry impersonation or something like that. A wire came loose or something. But anyway, guys, sorry about that. Want to kick things back, of course, into the show, and just gonna kick this fan on. But I wanted to show you guys, some of the Luna Classic info. So, of course, we showed you just that. Again, the whole thing of Coinbase. I mean, I really feel as though that there's going to be a lot of pressure on them. We're going to point out this thing in which basically Coinbase is now trending. Coinbase hasn't been trending since last year. Let's face it. Now it's trending on Twitter. Why is that? Well, it's just that Luna Classic, and rightfully so. So, I'm glad to see a lot of people who are retweeting things like this. Like, for instance, this particular young lady, White Devil XD. Some of the top content creators are, sharing this exact same one. I've seen 2-Bit, Classy Crypto, quite a few other ones, right? Doing just that. And that's great. We want this to trend. Why not, right? On top of that, I thought I'd show this. We cover content from Whales Club, some of the snippets that you see here. It says, just in regards to the Whales Club, Luna Classic / USD trading pair is now open for trading on Betaza Global. Now you may have attitude like, well, I never heard of this. Why does it even matter? It matters because you know what? Even though some of these exchanges are just like not even a drop in the bucket compared to the big dogs like Crypto.com and Binance and so on, still it's another exchange. The more exchanges, some people only have access to these type of exchanges for whatever reason, right? Maybe less KYC, maybe a little bit ease of access, maybe these are the only type of exchanges available for certain people in certain countries. Whatever the case be, they are positive catalysts, and it's worth mentioning some of these listing announcements. I also saw this, which I thought was really cool. I saw this originally on, for instance, Binance. Not Binance, I'm sorry. Originally on Twitter. It's kind of cut off on the end right there. I do apologize. But it says how Meta Rivals is going to implement the 1.2% Luna tax burn. This was basically posted about 17 hours ago. Of course, you might saw some other people post this type of stuff. But it says since the last couple of hours, we have been getting some amazing queries from the Luna class community regarding how exactly we're going to go about the whole implementation of that 1.2% tax burn on Meta Rivals gaming app. And think about that in itself, a gaming app, and it's from Luna Classic, like that's super cool. So I mean, here's some of the things that we're familiar with, right? The Shiba Inu looking type of ninja. No, it's not Shinobi or anything like that, but like you see on this right side, the Meta Rivals ecosystem, states it's a token utility. It's got use cases. There's treasury staking for the ecosystem, so on. And it says, honestly, we have to give a big round of applause to all the Luna Classic community members who are so proactive in terms of knowing more about the Meta Rivals project and how the whole ecosystem works. So yes, more power to you, Luna Classic Army. How basically is Meta Rivals going to implement the 1.2% tax burn? Let me see if there's any way I can just fix that a little bit. I guess not. It basically states that to truly understand the burning concept of the Meta Rivals gaming app, you need to first understand how Luna Classic is going to be implemented in the Meta Rivals metaverse. Of course, we can read more and more on about this, but the whole concept behind it, it seems like it is a big deal because if anything, it's just yet another, central place. I'm not talking about exchanges or anything, but a central place that's going to really be bringing in a lot of traffic. Think about how many people could very well play this, right? And then they're making purchases and so on. And if anything, I mean, if you get a lot of people playing this and whatnot, those burns kick in just for that in itself. So, I mean, that's really, really big, I think. And if it ends up trending and people end up liking this and more people tell other people about it, it's a good thing, to say the least. A little bit more. I do apologize for my coughing. Terra Station, the mobile app, has been released with the fixes for the gas fees. We talked about this a little bit a while back. Okay, this is from at Terra Rebels. This has been tested, they state, and it works. You can now send Luna Classic again from your phone. Please make sure your Terra Station app is, of course, updated. And shows like how the transaction fees are for that. We mentioned this a little bit a while back. I'm glad that the Terra Rebels have addressed it and fixed it. That's really, really cool. This is a big announcement here. If you haven't not seen this before, I do want to mention this, of course, and that is this big announcement. So it says Binance adds USTC, of course. Let me double check something. I don't want to be muted. Man, that would suck if I was muted. No, I'm not. So it says Binance adds USTC and more pairs on cross margin and isolated margin. Hello, Venetians. Binance has, of course, added what we just mentioned, new cross margin pairs, EPX/BSUD, and some of these other ones, right? All these different pairings. Now, I saw this earlier and I thought to myself, wow, this is really cool, because I believe it was one of the Terra Rebels who posted it, right? So for one, it was tagged with Luna Classic. And when I read more about it and the way it was brought to us as far as the news goes, the reason why it's significant is because now you kind of have an idea of why this is going on. Yeah, officially speaking, let's be honest, guys. Officially speaking, they got the pairing with all this right here. But typically speaking, when you have somebody like, for instance, from the Terra Rebels, I forgot what, I think it was Rex, right? We're always posting Rex's stuff. He mentioned that, that he felt that this was significant because, it shows you an outline of what could be coming here in the new future for Luna Classic. Think about it, Luna Classic LUNC/USDT pairing, right? That just makes sense. So a lot of times, it's kind of like a framework, if you will, an exchange like this, like Binance, they'll go about things in this particular motion to kind of get things outlined before they, just jump in full force completely. You know what I mean? It's kind of like as the saying goes, laying down the foundation for the house, right? For you could build upon it, or so on and so forth. So that's my own analogy. But I saw that earlier. I don't have the original tweet, but it basically brings you to this. And it was tagged, of course, by him from the Terra Rebels. And I thought that was really, really cool to see that, because, again, it gives you an idea, what is going to basically happen here possibly soon. Is that going to happen, the next couple of days, next week, and so on? Nobody knows. But you kind of have an idea of where this is going to go. All right, a little bit more. Classy Crypto, of course, posted this. He says, now adding futures on Luna Classic trading from BitTrue. Feels like everybody's talking about Luna Classic these days. Yeah, of course. And this is straight from BitTrue official. New future pairs on BitTrue. Now, if you ever use KuCoin, I mean, they have future pairs on a lot of stuff. So it says Luna Classic with custom leverages of up to 25x. Again, please make sure you've done your own research when it comes to stuff like this. If you had no experience with it, you might not want to do it, but nonetheless, new future pairing of Luna Classic with a 25x leverage from BitTrue. And it's just another, positive thing, basically, to help Luna Classic for it to trend more and so on. These are always really good things to see. Excuse me. This right here, we literally got Coinbase trending as we tweeted that they should list Luna Classic on their exchange. Talked briefly, of course, about it before. But like Classy mentioned, he says if there's any reason to list Luna Classic, it's the exposure you get. And here it is, basically here from his. I guess it would be a screenshot. Yeah, trending Coinbase. Coinbase has not trended for the longest time. Just like the last time, basically, Robinhood trended. Right? Was excuse me, my mouth is just, my throat's real dry. The last time, Robinhood trended was, probably around the time, Shiba Inu basically finally got listed with Robinhood. All right. Last one I want to show you guys before we kick it back into the actual comments, because we want to keep up, with that. Shout out, of course, to Crypto Mike Cornwell. I saw this earlier on my feed. So it says Luna Classic app builders, NFT collections, and games. Where are you at? The Luna Classic army is ready to support you. Of course, that was originally posted by Crypto King. Mike Cornwell replies to that with this. I guess it was already zoomed in. Excuse me. This is biggest breaking news. Lithosphere, which is Litho blockchain, ready to burn up to 2.5 trillion. Luna Classic buy their blockchain starting from the 1st of October. It says congratulations, ready to party already, right? Luna Classic community, Luna Classic army, Luna Classic burn. Hashtag Luna Classic speed gear achieving milestones, fastly. I don't even know if that's a real word, but anyway, that is huge. And maybe you had that too. Like, I never heard of, Litho before. I'll be honest, I haven't, but you know what? If this is legitimate, like it says, is really breaking, and they really are going to burn up to 2.5 trillion Luna Classic with their blockchain starting October 1st, man, is this the road to $1 quicker than we think? Think about that. We get this going on. Maybe finally Binance comes around 100%, on-chain, off-chain, plus everything else we want all at the same time. Maybe this will be the Luna Classic, trifecta, if you will, or whatever, to really, really get the gears in motion and get this to just do absolute blast off, right? Could very well be. I think personally, this is the biggest news out of all of the ones you saw. Yeah, this one about Binance and seeing the pairing, gives you an idea of what's going to come. But this right here with Luna Classic and this lithosphere, it sounds like Mike Tyson blockchain, litho blockchain. Anyway, ready to burn up to 2.5 trillion. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying it. I mean, 2.5 trillion Luna Classic, nothing bad. And I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, that's what we want to hear, right? Like, I mean, I get the whole thing about, lost, seed phrases, dead wallets, all that, right? I'm with you, Mike. Don't get me wrong. But, man, I mean, this is really, really, this is huge news. Like I said, biggest breaking news. That's huge latest breaking news. All right. Next segment coming up. You don't want to miss it. But for now, we're going to kick it back into the comments and see what's going on with our community starting right now. But before we do that, I'm actually going to share the chart for Luna Classic, because why not? And let's see, I'm going to pull that up right now as we go through the comments. It's going to be straight from KuCoin, of course, because, we usually go with KuCoin with our charts. Let's take a moment to do that. Do a share tab for you guys can see it. And I'm sure I'm quite far behind, but that's all right. And I see we have about 28 wonderful people here tonight. Just want to, of course, thank you for joining us here at Crypto Talk Now. Of course, let me fix this darn camera. It's kind of slightly off tonight. Sorry about that. So I'm going to put it actually at the 12 hour, see what's going on. Yep, there it is. And then we're going to do the 4 hour. Oh, man. That's what we're talking a little bit before. Just going to leave it there. And let's see. I'm going to go to the last comment. So back to the comments. We got I did see some of my students back up in here. Shout out to some of my students. Glad to see you again. You guys are the future. All right, let's see here. You guys are getting the algorithm going. That's great. All right, gotta get way farther up. All right, so I am caught up back now. Let's see, MetalX, Selmo. Okay, let me just double check YouTube on the other to make sure that I didn't miss anything. All right, let's see here. Just trying to see if there was like a super chat or something like that. Because you know what? I know sometimes you guys drop super chats and they don't get read immediately. And I do feel bad about that because super chats should be like basically read immediately. But thank you for always not being a jerk about it. Anyway. All right. So we got Selmo Fudd and Tim Shea saying hello to him. You saying hello back. That's great. Crypto Talk Now. It's Larry. He says, I like to hear Carly talk about crypto sometime. Okay, why? Oh, I get what you're saying. All right. Okay, maybe that can happen. Maybe she can come on and be a brief co-host or something. Brian Dowie, Selmo, really? Coochie Boy, today I believe at 59. Okay. Dang it. I think he did RAP. No, he did not. No. We would have heard about that big time. At least I think so. Let me think about this. Coolio beat out Biggie for a Grammy, right? Yeah. Seriously, with that song Gangsta's Paradise for the Dangerous Minds soundtrack. Little known fact. All right, Le Grand Commission. Please keep the people from Florida. I'll say it's more serious. Please keep the people from Florida in your prayers. Yeah, absolutely. That's not a joking thing. So I apologize for that. That hurricane has been devastating. Yes, it has. I have heard on the news that a lot of houses and restaurants, was it in the St. Petersburg area, if I'm not mistaken? Could be mistaken, but that's what I heard on the radio when I was coming home, stating that a lot of like the shops, restaurants, homes, stuff like that, near shorelines and stuff like that, basically are underwater, and that's horrible. Thank God my family and I are okay, but there's millions of people affected. Yeah, I agree, guys. Let's definitely keep everybody in our thoughts and prayers in that regard. Not just saying that, like being dismissive or anything like, I know it's a common thing people say sometimes. It's just, oh yeah, you're in my thoughts and prayers. Yeah. No, I definitely will be praying for them. And rightfully so. It's a horrible thing. And I know Florida is always an area that is always like, victim of the, just crazy weather elements in the Gulf Coast, right? Yes, absolutely. All right, let's see here. Tim Shea, Max, any thoughts on Stronghold or Cypherium? No thoughts on either one. I have not researched those. You know me, I'm not going to BS here when it comes to that. So I have to look into that if you feel as though that is something to, look more into. When I think of Stronghold, I literally think of like Asia Empires or something like that. All right, Crypto Mike. Hey, it's Mikey. So I guess April recorded me asleep and you singing to me, lol, on the phone. Yeah, I was trying to see if you guys were awake. It was something like, the whole, turn around, something. I can't remember who sings that song from the 80s. All right. Let's see here. Wow, just read he passed away today. Really? I mean, man, Wikipedia, like, okay, I'm going to look that up. Let's see what's going on with Coolio. Really? News. Dang it. He did die. What? All right, let's share that. Stop the screen. It's just our Wikipedia didn't catch up. That's why I shouldn't get my news from Wikipedia, right? Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like Coolio definitely did pass away. Man. All right, let's get it from Variety. So we're doing something a little off the kilt, right? So of course there's got to be an ad. The guy passed away and you guys are going to put an ad. That's just wonderful. Excuse me. All right. Coolio, Grammy winning Gangsta's Paradise rapper, dies at 59 years old. You want to know something? Um, I, a long time ago, my friend went to see him at the mall, Lloyd Center Mall in Portland, Oregon. Got his autograph, everything. One of the people who used to watch the show, and maybe still does. I know that he used to watch it on his lunch break. Fox man, who's like heavily invested in Kava and Algorand and so on. I remember it was 1999, going right into 2000. Yeah, he mentioned, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna head to Lloyd Center Mall. Coolio's gonna be there. It'd be so cool to meet him and so on." You gotta keep in mind at this time, Coolio's kind of fading away out of the spotlight, right? But from like, man, 93, I would say 94, 95, maybe 96. Those 3 years, he was really, really like standing out. With his fantastic voyage. Come along and ride on a fantastic slide, do ride. Check out my 65 or whatever, right? But yeah, he was huge back in the day, and his hair looked like this. That was his signature trademark. But Gangsta's Paradise, I mean, that was such a well-written song. Coolio featuring LV, he was the one that sang the chorus, of course. And even if you weren't a fan of like seeing the movie seeing the movie Dangerous Minds starring Michelle Pfeiffer, this song like really like created a lot of interest for people even just to see that movie. And he actually was in the video, or I should say, Michelle Pfeiffer was actually featured in the music video with him, where he was like doing his rap and so on, instead of just like showing the video clips. So, yeah, shout out to, of course, Coolio and his family and so on. We're going to read about just a little bit right here. So it says Coolio, the Grammy-winning rapper, producer, and actor, best known for his 1995 hit Gangsta's Paradise, has died. He's 59. Wow. The rapper's longtime manager, Gerald Posey, confirmed the news to Variety, saying that Coolio died around 5 p.m., I guess today, Pacific Standard Time. That would make sense because I know that he was originally from South Central Los Angeles. I don't know if he was from necessarily like the Compton area of there. But according to TMZ, Coolio was found at his friend's house. Coolio, as we know, rose to prominence in the LA rap scene in the 90s, scoring his big break when he recorded the song Gangsta's Paradise for the 1995 film Dangerous Minds. But in reality, he was already popular before that, and we know that, especially if you're a fan of hip hop. It quickly became one of the most popular rap songs of all time. If you wonder why I'm kind of squinting, it's because I'm about on the brink of sneezing. Of course, starring Michelle Pfeiffer, it quickly became one of the most popular rap songs of all time. People still, of course, say it right now. Man. And like I mentioned this here, it quickly became one of the most popular rap songs of all time. Like I just mentioned, topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks, ending in 1995 as the #1 single of that year. Man, coughing, sneezing, wow. Anyway, but yeah, on the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks, ending 1995 is the #1 single of that year in the United States. In 1996, Gangsta's Paradise was nominated for Record of the Year and Best Rap Solo Performance at the Grammy Awards, with Coolio winning the latter. The song was soon spoofed by Weird Al Yankovic. Can you remember what it was without even looking at it? I sure can. Amish Paradise. Okay. Oh, there it is. He just says it right there. Though Coolio was adamant that he did not give Weird Al permission to do so. However, Coolio said in interviews that the two later made amends. Born artist Leon Ivy Jr. on August 1st, 1963 in Pennsylvania, Coolio later, of course, moved to Compton. I didn't know that he was born in Pennsylvania, But I do know that he was either raised in South Central Los Angeles or like, Compton. And so I know Compton is South Central LA. I actually been there uh, unfortunate time of events by accident a long time ago. I actually got stuck in Watts for 20 minutes. Little known fact, back in 2009. Long story. Anyway, it states where he joined the hip hop group. Really? Where he joined the hip hop group WC in the Mad Circle in 1991. I did not know that. I used to listen to Dub C in the Mad Circle. I remember when Dub C had a single. Oh man, I remember that song. Used to have the single, but I didn't know he's part of the Mad Circle. That's crazy. And of course, Dub C, as we know, he went on to do West Side Connection with Mac 10 and also Ice Cube. But I'll be darned. I guess I was too young at that point to really know. I would have been about 10. But anyway, a few years later, 1994, Coolio signed with Tommy Boy Records and released his debut album, It Takes a Thief. Yep, I remember that. Catapulted by its lead single, Fantastic Voyage, we talked about earlier. It Takes a Thief peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 200 album chart and was certified platinum. Yeah, he made it long before Gangsta's Paradise. After the success of Gangsta's Paradise in the mid-90s, Coolio continued to grow in fame and eventually recorded Ah, Here It Goes for the opening sequence of Nickelodeon's Kenan Kel, which he also appeared in. His third album, which is My Soul, released in 1997 and contained See You When You Get There, which hit number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album went platinum, but did not have the same effect of the first two records. Yes, he kind of fell off after that, thus become his last record with Tommy Boy. Cooley would go on to release 5 more studio albums that you basically see here. Shout out to Coolio. You have some great music, in my opinion. You're part of the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, or at least you should be, in my eyes. Love listening to Coolio back in the day. Many times I remember, especially in that summer. I think it was like summer of '94. His music videos would show up on MTV quite a bit. And it sucks to see somebody like that go. Hopefully, he didn't have to go in pain. And it's sad to see these type of things. I'm a firm believer that 90s hip hop was the best era, the golden age of hip hop. The garbage they have now it's just basically just that. There's like a few artists that have some decent songs, but overall, nothing compares to 90s hip hop. Wu-Tang Clan, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, Tribe Called Quest. I mean, I could just go on and on. Naughty by Nature, NWA, Snoop, Dr. Dre. Oh man, some really, really great times back then. And when I hear certain songs from that era, I associate certain people that I used to know. I'm sure you guys do it too. Anyway, shout out to Selmo Fudd, Brian Dowie, everybody else who mentioned this. Sorry that I didn't take you serious at first. Next time I definitely will. Not that I don't take you guys serious to begin with, but sad news. All right. Let's kick things back in the comments. I will go ahead and, of course, share once again the screen for Luna Classic. Here we go. And of course, that's Luna Classic on the 4-hour. Menelect. Quant is holding strong, but I still believe Quant will retrace as more investors take profits. Well, that could very well happen, and it looks like, of course, like anything that gets to a new high for a month or for the year basically will do that. So, Quant did pull back, and it's fine because you know what? Let's face it. I doubt you're in Quant for these short-term gains. I know I'm not. I'm into it for the long term. All right. Carly Crypto says, R.A.P. Coolio. Hey, XXI Gaming. Good to see you. Hopefully you're still kicking some butt at Madden. Rest in peace, Coolio. Yep, absolutely. Carly Crypto, please drop more comments. Yes, thank you very much. The likes of Il Max. Carly, keep the jokes coming. Rest in peace, Gangsta's Paradise awaits old friend. All right, let's go a little bit more further. Menelec wants to know, did anyone buy digital assets today? Personally, I didn't, but I'm looking to load up on Friday. Friday is payday. 2 more days for me. Some of you guys have loaded up maybe yesterday and so on. And again, guys, look at that 4-hour. It's just looking so incredibly bullish. That is one nice looking flag, nice pennant, right? For Luna Classic. I mean, that candle, I mean, you just think about how like a real pennant looks like. You don't have to be the most technical analysis type person out there. Oh my gosh, this camera. Hold on a second. There we go. Started seeing it kind of like it was kind of like moving, it was shifting from the spot. But yeah, you don't have to be the most technical analysis person out there to basically see like how that's like a straight up pennant, like a nice one. They don't get much more nicer than that, to be honest. All right, Crypto Mike, he says he got some XRP and XTC today. Right on, man. I of course hold both, but not as much as some of you guys. Like again, where was Salamanders at? Hold on just a moment. All right, sorry about that. And yeah, I'm looking to get more. It says bought some more XLM today. Stellar Lumens, that's good to hear. All right, going a little bit more further down. Carly Crypto XRP is up 4%, so I'm excited about. I'm about to pee my pants over being up 4%. Wow. Okay. All right, a little bit more. Gosh, hold on a sec. I'm getting interrupted like crazy here. Just give me just a moment. All right, sorry about that. Keep getting interrupted. Let's see here. Metal XRP back test 38 cents soon, I think. I hope not. I hope it holds a new level past 40. Some of FUD's been ODL here lately. Okay. Larry says that he still hasn't bought an XRP waiting on. Yeah, right, man. You're never going to get that 17 cents. There's no way. You're not going to even see 25 cents. There's just no way. All right, Menelec, with the Securities and Exchange Commission's fiscal year ending and them on a settlement spree this month, many think a Ripple settlement could happen in October too. Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, again, that'll be such a perfect alignment. If that happens, I'm just basically going to say at least a minimum of $10 in XRP from where it's at right now. As you guys know, we're at like 44 cents, something like that. So we go from like 44 cents to basically, in my opinion, at least 10 when that drops, maybe more. I mean, when that, that if that case ends in, XRP's favor, I'm thinking like $10 personally. And then going into ISO 222 in November. Oh my gosh, it would be the perfect scenario for XRP, and then that would trend like probably way more than even Luna Classic or anything else out there. Everybody be talking about Luna Classic. All the content creators would be talking about Luna Classic. Even the mainstream media would be talking about Luna Classic, talking about XRP. So, man, October, we'll have to do a follow up on that. I'm not doubting you, but that's wow. All right. XXI Gaming. I need to get some more XRP. Where can I get it from? KuCoin. That's where I got mine from. As you know, I'm a big fan of KuCoin. Heck, it's even on the chart right here, right? Very simple, very easy. Literally, after you make an account, you can go right to KuCoin. And literally has a thing on the top, especially if you use the web-based version. I can't vouch, of course, for the app, but I'm sure it's the same way. So if you go to the desktop, browser-based version, you go to KuCoin.com. After you're all, set up an account and so on, literally at the top it says, buy crypto, and it instantly is set for USDT. So then you'll buy a certain amount of USDT. So like, I don't know, let's say you bought like, I'm just gonna throw out a number. Let's say you bought $1,000 worth, right? So me typically, if I want 1,000 XRP, I'm gonna put in like, I'm gonna do like 1,100, right, to adjust for the fees and all that type of stuff. And then from there, you're gonna do spot trading, which is easy. Doesn't sound like it's easy, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. And you just simply do the XRP/USDT pairing, and boom, you already have it. Now, of course, there's some people who are like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do the XRP slash maybe USDC, the circle pairing, because maybe you're not a fan of USDT. But whatever the case be, that's the default mechanism, if you will, when it comes to KuCoin. I could vouch for them. I never had no problems with KuCoin ever when it came to anything, especially with airdrops. Some places people have problems with airdrops. Never had any problems with airdrops. I get my ape NFTs. I get them bi-monthly, I think it is. I've been getting those airdrops for probably over a year now because I hold BTT and Wink. All right. So, yeah, check it out. Yeah, some of you guys love Uphold, their exchange and so on. Is that an exchange, actually? I can't remember. But you guys vouch for Uphold. See, I got to look more into Uphold, but I know a lot of you guys like it. Brian Dowie, October sounds good to me. That sounds great to me too. Let's have it happen. All right, let's go a little bit further more down. 21 people. Let's get to 30. I think we were close to it earlier. All right, let's see here. Shout out to Monkey Are Cool. I think that's one of my students. I don't know which one. Thanks for being here tonight. And let's see here. Luis. Yes, Luis. Thanks, by the way. So Luis, guys, came to, after school, we had a early release, and he came with 3 other students. So earlier, I, saw like, 2 or 3 students, and they're like, hey, Mr. Stanley. And, I was like, hey, guys, thanks so much for, joining us on our show last night and so on. And they're like, yeah, no problem. I was just like, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about crypto and so on, I could do like a little thing with you after school. And I told him, I was like, after school came, and I didn't see, I was thinking I wasn't going to see him. I was just like, they're going to be like the typical 6th grade. They're going to forget, I'm just not going to even mention it. Guess what? Not only did those original 3 who showed up to our show in the comments show up after school, they even brought 1 extra with them, which is Luis. So shout out to all 4 of you guys. Like I said to you, you are far more smarter, intelligent compared to the average person your age. For you guys wanting to learn crypto and all this at your age, you're years ahead of a lot of people. And I really mean that. I'm not just saying that. I mean that. And I'm glad you guys still want to learn a little bit more. Like, we'll figure out a time in which we can do another thing. But guys, I spent probably like 45 minutes with them after class, explaining some things. Let them know that, you're not going to learn everything in 5 minutes. But this is what I'm talking about, you guys. It's kind of like us. We should be like crypto disciples, right? It's like spreading the crypto gospel to people. That's how more of the retail adoption happens. As we know, the financial sector adoption is literally going to be the most monumental, amazing thing ever, especially this coming November. That is when the switch gets flipped on. And if anything, we should see crazy market cap go up tremendously because of that influx of trillions of dollars being brought through in regards to all that. Think about Quant, XRP, some of these other ones. They're ISO 222 compliant. We'll talk a little bit more about that, of course, maybe on the show a little bit later, or just in general. We talk about a lot here. Our hope is in the bull market that we could be one of the standard premier places that covers ISOs. Not a lot of them do. Yeah, shout out to Rich from Common Sense Crypto. But as far as live shows, I don't know of a lot of them that really do. So if that needs to be us, then let's do it. All right. Monkey Are Cool. You're saying what's up to Luis. And Luis is saying a holler back at one of my fellow students. This is great. Max pulling a Larry. Be quiet. Okay. What's up, Mr. Stanley? Yes. Hey, Jesus. Glad to see you here. Luis is here. All right. Hey, fam, can someone send Larry a new hat? He needs to mix it up a bit. Oh, wow. He needs to get I don't know. What else he's a big fan of? All right. All right. So we got my students in the chat. You guys are triggering the algorithm. I'm glad you're liking that. Salamander Space. Good to see you, my friend. Mr. Salamander in Space, aka I hold over 600 million, or was it 1,000? I can't remember. That's a lot of XDC. He says, Mr. Stanley, que onda? Yeah, que onda, Efe. All right. What's up, students? Yes, thank you to my students for joining me here from 6th grade science. All right. Carly Crypto. Hey, Max, can you do a Larry impression? Maybe a little bit later. I'm trying to get things to kind of go smooth, and I don't want to pound the desk too hard because I just finished setting the camera. But all right, we'll just do one. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Steak and Crypto with Larry. I know that you guys are all here this morning to hear me talk about the juicy steak that I basically made and some of the crypto that I didn't purchase. But you know what? I don't even care about that. You know why? Because this thing behind me, that's not even a real casting couch. I shouldn't even say it. The students are here. Never mind. That's not even a real couch because that's a fake background. And we don't even care about the old man coming out of the cave. As far as I'm concerned, it's Groundhog Day 24/7 with him. The old man needs to roll back into the cave. And I just want to basically state this. Appreciate everybody here tonight. Here's my gratitude rock. We appreciate you. Consider changing your your gratitude rock to something that speaks more about who you are and what kind of remote you have. Thank you very much. All right. Hit that like button. All right. Yep. You guys got the monkeys. That's great. All right. Legrand, welcome. If you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing to stay up to date with crypto news. Yeah, I've been getting reports that you guys are now getting the notifications again. And you know how I take deep dives into certain projects, especially when it comes to crypto. I'll tell you this much. I'm going to take a deep dive into the whole YouTube algorithm thing, trying to get things back to normal for us here at Crypto Talk Now. All right, a little bit more. He's saying, what's up to the stream? Tim Shea, I picked up some more XLM today. Right on. We'll get into maybe XLM here in a bit. I'm just going to take a moment, actually see how that's doing without sharing it because I just don't want to go too back and forth. But let's take a look at XLM. XLM, yeah, good opportunity for XLM, sitting at a little over 10 cents. So great opportunities for XLM. One of those ISO 222 compliant token/coins. Not token, it's actual coin. Sitting at rank 27th. And you think about XLM, they're the only official one that's ever been officially approved by who? The federal government. Kind of crazy. All right. Everybody's saying the nice to Tim. Even Luis recognizes. Yeah, there you go, Luis. All right. Legrand Commission. If you support Luna Classic, drop a monkey in the chat. And they're dropping the monkeys. Thank you to my students and everybody else. All right. Is Salamander Javier? No, he's not. Salamander in Space is a guy who is a regular on our part of a Crypto Talk Now network community, and he's been here for many, many months. So no, to answer your question, Luis, that is not Javier. All right. So no gas fees, huh? All right. Let's go a little bit more further down. Let me see. Eddie T's here. Hey, Eddie T. He says, what's up? Good to see you again. Smash that like button and sub. Thank you for that. Javier wants to know where Jesus and Marvin are. I don't know. That's a good question. That'd be nice if they're here. All right, let's see. Got the monkeys in the chat. Salamander, you can do it, Max. Thank you. All right, let's see. Legrand Commission. If you think Luna Classic will pump because October 3rd, you better buy before midnight because that's when they like to pump the price, not financial advice. All right. Well, we'll take note of that because you know what? I'm going to look at the calendar right now. So technically speaking, October 3rd would be Monday. And again, let's take a moment to look at this on Luna Classic. As you can see, a really, really nice, bullish pennant was formed. Huge green candle looking really, really bullish. And we did a video recently that basically kind of points some of this out. All right, gonna jump further down. Luna is about to pump very soon. Yeah, I think the timing of that recorded video is gonna be great because people are gonna be like, oh, it says the thumbnail, like literally, huge pump incoming. Then all I have to do is go see, verify for themselves, go to KuCoin, see something like this, and they're gonna be like, huh, nice. So hopefully we get a decent amount of views on that, more subs. I did see our subs went up. That was good. It didn't go like, crazy up, but it did go up. It went up by, I don't know, I think at least another 10. You know what? We'll take it. We got to keep growing from there. Salamander, XDC is number 1. I did see that XDC did all right for the day. I'm going to double check right now. Let me see. Maybe that was just on the 1 hour. Okay, that was earlier on the 1 hour. So I don't want to flip it just yet. I hope you hit it big, brother. Yeah, we all do. We all absolutely do. Where Larry at? Larry is not on Wednesdays. So me, typically speaking, Javier, to answer your question, Larry basically is on the weekends. So he's the weekends, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Other than that, for me, I'm supposed to be on Monday through Friday, and then just me myself. Like I have my own show on Mondays and Wednesdays. All right. Yep, Larry's off tonight. Oh, look at that, Larry. See, they're sad. My students are sad that you're not on. That or they're just trolling you, as they would say. Anyway, Salamander, $1 million goals so far, 610,000 XDC. Man, Salamander, you get 1 million XDC. Oh my gosh, man. And how about this? Let's flood the chat with legitimate XDC price predictions, and then we'll come back to this original comment. Let me know what you realistically, some of you guys, what do you realistically see for XDC, from 2023 to 2025 on the price per coin / token, wherever it is. I can't remember if they have, they do have their own blockchain, so there would be a coin. Yeah, coin. All right, Menelec, XSP, ALBT, EWT, LCX. The LCX is one I'm actually looking to load up on. I think I'm gonna finally get into that. These other ones I gotta do more research about. I know you guys are very passionate about XSP. You're always talking about ALBT. I have got to do more research on XSP, ALBT. Never heard of EWT, to be honest. Of course, I heard a lot about LCX. But yeah, Menelec says he will likely do well after the great crypto purge. Thanks for that. Don't know who Menelec is, guys. He's always got a great way of explaining things to the point. Thank you once again, Menelec. Crypto Mike, Larry needs to stay off his phone. Lol. Turn on Patch's screen and leave it in view of the camera. Yeah. All right. Salamander says, does Larry have at least 2 XRP? No. I don't even think he has a single one, which is a shame. I mean, come on. You can't go buy at least 1 XRP. I mean, it's like, what, 45 cents? Larry, go get at least like a handful of XRP. Like, like 5 or 10 of them. It's no big deal. For the price that you spend on a steak, go get some XRP, right? I don't know. The Grand Commission, where's Uncle Ricky? I don't know. We saw him last night. He kind of took off. I don't know. I don't know if he got upset because I thought he was like 58 years old, and he's like, no, Max, I'm 49. And I was like, oh, okay. Salamander, does Larry have at least 2 XDC? You guys stop. Horrible. All right, not yet, Simon. He's waiting for 3 cents. Yeah, that ain't happening either. All right, Luis with the custom emoji. That's great. Salmon XRP never at 17 cents or 3 cents. Yeah, never, ever. All right, the whole Bitcoin could crash to 12,000, and I don't even know if it would be that cheap for XRP. I'm just being honest. Tim Shea, maybe 5 Shiba Inu. Oh my gosh, that's not even crypto dust, right? What is that? Crypto molecules. Jeff Pruden is excited because Carly said hello to him. Wow. Hey, Javier. He says, hey, Mr. Stanley. Uh-oh. I have a surprise guest here. Hold on a second. His devices are not connected, it says, though. All right. Javier, didn't know you were chill like that. Who? Okay. Salamander says, barfing Larry. Ugh. Trying to make bands. I don't know what you mean. Luis, or Javier, sorry. All right. Javier says, I say right. All right, hold on. Let me jump a little bit further down. That would be a dream come true, Miss Carly Crypto. Well, we can put the. Oh my goodness. All right. Jeff Pruden says we all will get rich. I'll come take you for a ride in my 350Z. Huh? Why not GTR? Yeah, why not? All right. Let's see here. We got another 99-cent super chat. Sorry I didn't see it before. Shout out, of course, to Mike Cornwell with the 99-cent super chat. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the super chats from the other night and just super chats in general, no matter how much it is. Thanks so much, Mike, and to you and the Cornwell family. We're going to actually show a brief video here in a little bit that Mike did in regards to the USTC, how it's going to, repeg, how it's going to be massive for Luna Classic and so on. You guys talking about cards and stuff. All right, hold on. All right, hold on a second. Told you, I think you're referring about the thing about Coolio. Yeah, you sure did tell me. All right, Cypherium has a bright future. I'll have to look into that. Maybe I'll take a note and look into that. Is it? Tell me in the chat. Is it actually listed on any, like on CMC or CoinGecko or anything like that? All right, Crypto Talk now. Larry, he says, hit the like button and welcome everyone. Let's go, Max. Thank you very much, Larry. Oh, boy. Wow. Hello, Larry. Nice legs you got there. All right. Hey, Jesus, no offense, but who is he? I never heard of him. Who is who? Oh, Coolio? The reason why you never heard of him is because he's way before your time. He was a famous rapper back in the 90s, back when hip-hop was amazing. Sorry, Jesus. Hate to break it to you like that. But the crap that you hear right now doesn't even stand a drop in a bucket to compare to what we were able to enjoy back in the day. True lyricism. I hate to say it, a lot better beats. Not a bunch of mumble rappers, Yeah. Yoga Matt, I met Coolio in June. Got a photo with him. He didn't seem well or happy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that's how it is sometimes. Like some of these guys get real big, they get used to it, and then they fall off, and it's just like it becomes depressing for them, right? All right. Larry, I whistled Gangsta's Paradise on the show like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was a great movie, right? R.I.P. Coolio. Yeah, I remember when you did that. Coolio was the singer for the All That TV show on Nickelodeon. Yeah, he was. Let's see. Yep, we're all early. Hold on. Bless you, Max. Yeah, because I sneezed. Man, 5-minute delay. Max, let me in on the team. Let me. Here's a guy trying out for basketball tryouts tonight, tomorrow, guys. Javier. So everybody root for Javier. They'll make it, right? You better bring your A game, Javier. Like I told you at the end of class today for the crypto class. Yeah, I did a crypto class for these guys after school, everybody. About 4 of them. And I gave them a heads up. I was like, just because you guys are cool with me right here doesn't mean you're going to make the basketball team. You better bring your A game. 2 hours of tryouts tomorrow for these guys. All right, Menelec. The SEC seems to be the real gangsta's paradise since they follow no rules, laws, and lack ethics. Yeah. Again, a great quote. Man, some of you ought to like take that and put it like on a permanent tweet, have it pinned somewhere. Thank you for that, Menelec. Wasn't a fan of Weird Al's songs. I'm a fan of some of them, not all of them. I thought Eat It was funny. The parody obviously beat it. Fat was funny, right? There's some other ones were not too bad. It's all about the Pentiums. I mean, it's just he was the king of parody before parody was even a thing. I mean, like you look at epic rap battles on history. Selmo Fun versus Brian Dowie. Begin. You know, yo, Selmo, you're the lead cheater, but that's okay because I'm Brian Dowie, and my son and I aren't from an episode of Leave It to Beaver or something. I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he was the king of parodies before parodies were a thing. And before the internet was really a thing, for that matter. All right, Brian Dowie, you down with XRP? Yeah, you know me. Salamander, Weird Al, and the Fat Song from Michael Jackson. Yeah, we literally just said it. So you and I see eye to eye when it comes to that. That's great. Weird Al music was garbage. Well, okay. I mean, we could agree to disagree. Jeff Pruden, Al has some fun songs. I do not agree with Yoga Matt. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Brian Dowie, 100% agree. Max, nice hip hop, my favorite. Yeah, me too. I mean, I can't get enough of it. I mean, I just can't. Metalect, 90s hip hop was decent. Today's hip hop is something no one should listen to as a rule. I don't. Thank God for that. Yeah. Were you just not like a fan of hip hop in general, or do you prefer like 80s hip hop? I mean, some people prefer 80s. I was more of the 90s. But you know, don't get me wrong. You know, Run DMC. We could go on and on. I mean, Big Daddy Kane, right? Eric B and Rakim. I mean, but then again, they were kind of like 80s / early 90s. But yeah. All right, Jesus, you guys got pretty good songs back in the 90s, but we got Polo G, Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Young Thug. There's some really good ones this generation. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you know what, Jesus? We have a policy here. And it's called We Agree to Disagree, my friend. All right. Javier says, be right back. He's going to go to the store. Okay. Day trading. Oh, yeah. Shorted BTC and Reef. Yeah, you probably did well on that then. Let us know what the amount you did on the short. How'd it go? Okay. See you, Javier. Adios to you too. Jeff Pruden. Luna Classic, in my eyes, should pull back to 0.00024 for the rest of the week till Binance makes the big reveal of how many coins they burnt on Monday. Yeah, that's right? You got to see when it hits the block, and then, of course, the market pumps from there. That's a good point. Thanks, Jeff, for pointing that out. Let's get over 30 people in here. That'd be great. I forgot to recognize Patches. Guys, look, there's Patches. You know what? I'm going to stop the screen for a second. Look at Patches. He looks so peaceful. Look at him just sitting there chilling by that wonderful, beautiful barn house. Look at him. He's just in peace. What a beautiful dog. I really mean that. All right. And let's get back to the tab. All right. I'm going to go a little bit further down. If I skip some, I apologize. Day trading, just close. Half position on Reef. I did a small profit, let's say 20% from daily target. Day trading also says, who Larry refers to as an AI, and got even, I don't know what you mean by that, on BTC from minus 20% around as well. Count it for when. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did ask you about that earlier. Thank you for reporting that. Carly Crypto, Patches is a great dog. Well, I guess he's seen a lot of things happen. I don't even know why I said that. I apologize. Sorry. Moving along. Yeah. I'm going to go to a different screen. Okay. All right. So let's get into the next topic. And that basically is this. It's in regards to helium. Okay. So on helium, let's share the screen real quick. So earlier we were talking about helium, and basically on the top 100, I mean it's doing really well. I mean it's up 13%. As you know, the overall crypto market cap isn't doing that great. So you know, helium's sitting at which is HNT, sitting at $5.19. What is going on with helium? What's all the hype behind it? So on and so forth, right? The volume is up, you know, $50.1 million in 24 hours, 60%. So you may be wondering, just what in the world is going on with it? Why is it having a decent pump, et cetera, right? Well, there's a few things, all right? I meant to have this particular tab up earlier. Sorry, let me just pull it up. So on September 20th, which was roughly a week ago, it says, say hello to Helium Mobile, right? The world's first, excuse me, the world's first crypto carrier bringing the power of the People's Network right to your phone in partnership with T-Mobile. And let me see if it's play. So we're going to watch this for just a moment. Do a stop share because I want you guys to hear on the actual tab. Because otherwise it just doesn't play it right. So let's take a moment to hear this. All right. So there's that, of course, which is, pretty big. I mean, the whole thing with T-Mobile, think about that. I mean, we talked about the likes of, Polygon, right? And having the whole Disney partnership that was huge for them. Well, this is really, really big for Helium. This is a big reason why you've seen Helium do pretty decent over this last week. And think about what Helium is trying to accomplish and so on. So, if you don't know about Helium, it's like they have basically these things that look like they're little routers, but they're not. A lot of people refer to them as like hamburgers, but just like the concept of your router, you hook it up to like your cable modem. You have it beaming out a certain direction, maybe like, right through the window or whatever. Some people are super into helium mining, of course, have them outside on top of the roof in a casement and so on, and then have an antenna hooked up to it. And you can basically do, even with the default antenna, I believe you can do 20 miles in one direction, right? And even more than that. And then, of course, people that have the antenna can even do more than that, like a big antenna, like 60 miles and so on. Some people can get further than that, depending on, what type of antenna they have and so on. But it has been trending. It has been doing well. I mentioned a while back that I feel like, Helium and other ones that have something to do with mining is going to start trending more and more, right? Yeah, this is not Ethereum Classic or anything like that, not even remotely, right? But at the end of the day, miners are going to flock towards other mining opportunities, and Helium is definitely one of those that's going to do just that. A little bit more, for instance, this guy, right? So if you're wondering what tracking is all about, right? There's people, when it comes to mining Helium, they will get a thing called tracker. They're trying to track certain footsteps, like certain pathways, like, for hiking trails and so on. But with Helium, if you can actually track the movement of where a lot of people are going to be, right, in areas in which there's absolutely no service, when we're talking zero, like no cell phone towers, literally hardly anything at all, and which is kind of like what it was referred to as dead areas. What's going to happen then is, if you have a Helium quote unquote miner in these areas, then people goes through these areas and they scrape off your Helium miner for that data. That's how you earn the reward token of Helium, right? So in the bull run, this thing went up to over $50 per Helium coin, and people just did really well. And there's a lot more to it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you a brief video snippet. This is from a little while back, not too far long. Again, this is a segment about the whole thing with Luke Lango from Invest Your Place. and he's going to talk briefly in an interview about what helium is, what they're trying to accomplish, so on and so forth. And he does a really good job of explaining it. And if anything, it gives you a bigger perspective about helium and what they're trying to accomplish. And if anything, again, it's not financial advice or anything like that, but you'll have a better idea, especially from his perspective, about helium and what they're all about. So let's take a moment to basically look into that. Right now, I'm going to do a stop share. And let's see. And I'll pull it up. All right. So you got to find one of crypto. Here we go. All right. And I fast forward it a little bit because you didn't need to hear like the guy's whole introduction. He's going to introduce Luke Lango here shortly.
Let's talk to the man himself. Please join me in welcoming Luke Lango. Luke, thanks for joining me.
Just double checking that I'm all good. I'm not muted. Stuff like that. Hold on a second. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right. That is not the right one. Yeah, we got the right one. My bad. I thought it was not the right one. Here we go. My apologies. Here we go.
Pleasure to be here, Brian.
So, Luke, you've got this amazing track record. You've got all these giant winners. Can you talk a little bit about your background and how that shaped your analytical framework?
Right. So as you mentioned, I went to Caltech, one of the world's foremost technology and science universities. And when I was there, I did a lot of cool projects. I worked on solar cells before I even was a freshman at the school. I worked on electromagnetic pulses to determine and optimize solar cell efficiency. I worked with the Philadelphia 76ers doing big data analytics. A lot of my friends that were there ended up going on to work for SpaceX, Tesla, Uber, Airbnb, Facebook, Google, you name it. You name the big tech company or the big research university, they're there doing something cool now.
Luke, can I just jump in there? You're too modest to say this, but people should know that at Caltech, you're not getting within a mile of the admissions office without nearly perfect SAT or ACT scores. I had to.
Yeah, well, it's a school of wickedly smart people. Yeah, insanely smart, and I was truly lucky to be in the presence of such smart individuals, because the conversations that happened and the connections that were made, I believe, are what create the basis for my ability to analyze technology investments at a level that most people cannot.
Yeah. So, with this background, let's with this background in mind, let's shift towards the crypto and blockchain space. Caltech, so much of what's going on there is data science. And essentially, that's what crypto and blockchain is. So you're uniquely suited to know what's going on.
Right, exactly. So if you really think about the blockchain, think about cryptocurrencies, this whole market, it literally is just programming. It's computer science when you drill down to it. And at Caltech, everybody has to become a very good coder. In order to graduate, you have to be a very good coder in multiple languages. You got to be a computer scientist. So everybody I went to school with, all of my friends, we were great coders. And that enabled us to uniquely understand blockchain technology at a level that most folks out there don't get. Because let's face it, there are very few really good coders on this planet, and a lot of them went to Caltech. For example, my team right now, there's a man named Jack. Now, Jack is a coding expert, a data scientist expert who bought Bitcoin back in 2013. He's a guy that gets it. Another person on my team, Matt, went to Caltech. Another coder. Today, he designs NFTs on the blockchain. He literally codes them on the blockchain. So the team that we have today, myself and these individuals, we are uniquely positioned not just to understand technology and exponential progress, but also blockchain and why it's so powerful.
Yeah, at the end of the day, blockchain is just another way to record, store, transfer data, and and it's essentially, it's a form of computer code. It's software, and if you know anything about the power of software, especially what's happened in the last 30 years, that should have someone foaming at the mouth, bullish on this space. So, can you talk about what's going on now with how it could change the world, because there's a lot of differing opinions here. Some of these coins, that are out there, some of these blockchain applications are kind of iffy with Dogecoin. On the other hand, you've got some more impactful projects going on. Could you talk about the differences you see in this world?
Right. So if we zoom out and just look at the big picture, Brian, blockchain is all about disintermediation. That's a term my team and I like to use, disintermediation. Now, what does that mean? Well, blockchain is a technology that allows us to create systems, trustworthy systems, out of untrustworthy individuals. Because individuals, we know humans are untrustworthy. They just are. They have different motives, different incentives, and they're going to do different things based to maximize their own self-happiness. In order to create systems, trustworthy systems out of those untrustworthy individuals, previously we've had to rely on a central arbiter or a person, a middleman, an authority to control all these people and put them in line, put them in order. That person takes a big cut for doing that. They either take our freedom or they take our dollars. Now what blockchain does is it allows us to take this central arbiter who's taking our freedom or our dollars, or sometimes both, kick them out of the system entirely and replace them with a technology, with a piece of software code that doesn't take our freedom or our dollars, but still allows us to have this efficient system, this trustworthy system created. So that's the disintermediation that I'm talking about, and that's the disintermediation we are super excited about.
Yeah, when you think about a mega bank, a JP Morgan, a Citigroup, and let's face it, a lot of people hate banks, big banks. They're a middleman, because they're verifying the other side of a transaction. Or a credit card company, they're verifying the other side of the transaction, because if you want to transfer money to that person, you can't find out who they are. Well, the bank is doing this through a network. And so it's just one small example of what blockchain can do, because it's super secure. And that's a fascinating aspect of all this.
Right, exactly. So blockchain, that's everyone immediately goes to DeFi, decentralized finance, which you just talked about. Here's a big bank. They're mean. They take my money. They charge me all these fees. Why do I need them? Blockchain can come in, get rid of them, and I don't need them. And I can do everything that I can do with a bank, but with no fees, for free, faster, fairer. But you can also take that same blockchain technology and apply it not just to finance, but apply it to all of our applications today. So look at Facebook, right? Facebook, this big social media company, steals your data to give you a free service, which you love. I love it. I use Facebook all the time. But they're taking my data, and who knows what they're doing with it, right?
They turn you into the product.
Exactly. I am the product, right? In order to give me a free service, money's got to come from somewhere. I'm supplying the money via my data. Blockchain will allow us to create a social media platform, a blockchain Facebook, if you will, that doesn't do that. You take, again, this central arbiter, get rid of Facebook, kick them out of the system, put a technology in place that's going to allow the system to work without them taking my data or my money or my freedom or anything like that. And I still get all the perks and services of Facebook.
Yeah, and in the last 10 to 20 years, there's been this incredible hoarding of wealth and power, whether in banks or technology companies, and it's creating this huge societal backlash. And so this is one of those tailwinds working for blockchain, and eliminating some of this hoarding of power.
Right. I just read, Brian, the other day, this French economist came out with a study, and it was something along the lines of the 0.00001% of Americans, so the richest of the richest, hold more wealth concentration, 1.35% of all wealth in America, than the Gilded Age back in the early 1900s. Now, for historians, that's the era of Rockefeller and Carnegie. That is like the pinnacle of monopolistic power in America, or so we think. But that's actually the lie, because we're in the pinnacle right now. Today, Zuckerbergs, the Gateses, the Bezoses, the Musks, those families control more power and wealth today than the Carnegies and Rockefellers did back in the early 1900s.
Yeah. So, Luke, that's all really exciting, really fascinating. But there is a knock against this asset class. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Oh, entirely. My team and I call it the crypto chasm. and we think a crypto chasm is about to happen. Now, what on earth does that mean? Well, the reality is when you look at the cryptocurrency market, it's a bunch of crap. There is a lot of stuff in the crypto market that is just completely make-believe stuff. It's people promising to change the world, but they don't have any technology underlying those promises. There aren't smart people working on the projects. They're completely just, pump and dump schemes, honestly.
They're just trying to get in on
They're
the
trying to
hype.
get in on the rush. Same thing happened in the 1990s, right? So a lot of people look at the market and they're like, oh my God, there's all these crap coins out there. So that must mean cryptocurrency is a bubble. It's going to burst and it's never going to be valuable. And look at the 1990s, though. The dot-com boom and bubble was the same thing. You had, for every 100 technology startups you had in the 1990s, 99 of them were complete farces, pump and dump schemes that stole investors' money, burned down, and became nothing. But there was 1 out of 100 that became Amazon, that became Google, that became Netflix. Those are where you want to put your money today. Don't look at the crypto market and say, okay, there's a bunch of crap coins, so it's all bad. No, look at it and say there's a bunch of crap coins, so I need to be selective. I need to find the 1 in 100 that's going to be the next Amazon, the next Google, the next Netflix, because I promise you, they are in the market. They're there. Blockchain is going to change the world. We just have to find the companies, the coins that are going to be the ones pioneering that change.
Let's zero in on being selective. The challenge for the average would-be crypto investor is you can't run a stock screen for these things. You can't run a dividend yield screen. It requires a level of financial detective work that most people aren't capable of or don't have the time. So how can you and your team distinguish the good from the bad?
Right. So this is where I think I got to pat, ourselves in the back, because I think we do a really good job here. Honestly, to understand, let's go back to the 90s. To understand that Amazon was going to be the winner, you had to understand the internet technology, the web technology underlying Amazon.com's infrastructure. You had to know who Jeff Bezos was, his dream, his vision, the people working around him. You had to know about the business inside and out. That's the only way you distinguish it from pets.com or any of the other, e-commerce startups in the 90s that became complete busts. Same thing here in the blockchain boom and the crypto boom. You have to understand the underlying technology of the coins. And the only way to do that is to dig through the white papers and understand the code of each individual coin. That's what we do. I guarantee you 99.9% of investors out there, even a bunch of professional investors, don't do any of that. They look at the coin, they hear the hype, and they buy it. They buy the story, they buy the news. That's so wrong. We dig through, there's white papers, 100-page, 200-page white papers on each coin. We're in those white papers. We're studying them. And then we're actively playing with the code, because a lot of these codes, the software basis for these things, are open source, which means people like you and me can go in there and manipulate the code and play with it and actually see how it works, how it functions. We do that. And in doing that, we're able to find what is good and what is bad in this market. And that's how we are selective. That's how we find the 1 in 100 that's going to go and change the world.
Yeah, that's a real value add that the service provides, is that real world coding knowledge.
Yep.
Yeah. So an added bonus for crypto investors is these projects that threaten and can disintermediate the giant hordes of wealth and power. You can make a lot of money yourself while hopefully doing society some good.
Exactly. I mean, I think when you look at the financial implications here, we're taking, right now it's Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, they're the guys right here. We're taking that and we're breaking that and we're democratizing it and we're distributing it across a broader system. And folks who play in this system, folks who invest in this system, folks who align themselves with this system stand to win a lot of this breaking apart of the wealth and could themselves become larger players in society.
With being selective in mind, let's talk about being selective right now. What are you and your team telling people to buy right now?
So there's, Brian, there's one coin out there that we are telling folks to buy right this moment. And it may be one of the most exciting cryptos that I've ever seen, ever, honestly, because what you have with this crypto is something that is disintermediating an industry that needs to be disintermediated, and that's the telecom industry. So I'll cut to the chase. The name of the token is Helium. and the ticker is HLNT. And Helium is basically creating a system of shared Wi-Fi networks that will antiquate cellular networks as we know them. And it sounds pretty cool because what this means is there could be a future where you're not paying Verizon and T-Mobile or AT&T $70, $100 a month for your cell phone to work. Okay, so here's how Helium does its thing. Helium has these little things they call hamburgers. That's the slang term for them. What they are actual, hotspot generators. And they sell these hotspot generators to folks like you or me. We go online, we buy these hotspot generators for $100, $200, $300, different capacities for different prices. Comes to our house, we install it, we plug it in, very easy process. And what that thing does is it then connects to your local Wi-Fi. And it'll beam that Wi-Fi out into the world, several hundred meters around in a radius. And then passerbys on the street or the local park or wherever can now hop on your Wi-Fi and use it as free internet coverage. Now, why would you do this, right? It feels kind of intrusive to share your own Wi-Fi. But Helium's created a network, this is where the blockchain comes in, that financially incentivizes you to do this very thing. Because not only is this hotspot generator broadcasting the Wi-Fi, but simultaneously it's mining Helium coins. So the more people that use your network, that are on your shared Wi-Fi network, the more coins this burger mines and the more money you get to take home as your reward for sharing your Wi-Fi. So it's pretty cool, right? What you're basically doing is physically taking the money that Verizon, the central arbiter, is making, breaking that up, and now giving it to the people for sharing their own Wi-Fi. It's such a genius concept. And the cool thing about this is that it's not just a concept, it's actually happening right now. There are almost 100,000 of these hotspots that are actively generating Wi-Fi in the world today. And the folks that are doing it are making lots of money, Brian. It's really insane. I'm from San Diego, and San Diego is actually one of the largest places for Helium hotspot generators. And there's a neighborhood in San Diego called Pacific Beach. And there are some folks in Pacific Beach that are raking in hundreds of dollars a day doing this stuff. In fact, the highest earner in San Diego annualized made over $200,000 last month. So this is not a small business, and that's just from sharing your own Wi-Fi. So that's another cool thing about this, is that not only can you invest in Helium, because it's going to disrupt Verizon, and it's going to create a world where you have free cell coverage, free internet coverage everywhere. Awesome. But you can also go out and buy yourself a Helium hamburger, start mining some Helium, sharing your Wi-Fi, and make a couple $100 a day. So you get your income here, then you get your explosive gains from the coin, and boom, you got a double whammy. That's just, how could you not get super excited about this? My team and I have dug, read all the white papers on it. We have had conversations with people that are doing the mining. Everything checks out. This is a legit disruptive technology that's going to change the world.
And people can invest in this opportunity right now.
Right now.
All right, so that took a while, but you know what? Originally I was just going to have him get right to the part about the whole thing with Helium. But what he had to deliver on that particular message about understanding blockchain technology, a little bit about his background, so on and so forth, I thought, you know what? This is good stuff, and it should be shared. And so it took a little bit longer than normal, but I thought that was, something that I could bring to you guys a little bit out of the unordinary, just to kind of mix some things up a little bit. Another thing I want to show you guys just real quick here is this. Unshare the screen, and I'm gonna just go ahead and share all the windows. Why not? And basically, it's this right here. So, for instance, when we go to the actual Helium site, this is helium.com. Okay, so it says basically, cellular summer is here. Get your 5G hotspots, people-powered networks, start a wireless revolution. Powered by the Helium blockchain, the People's Network represents a shift for decentralized wireless infrastructure. You can either mine, stake, or just flat out use their service, right? Pretty cool stuff. Now, if you go over to the top part over here where it says resources, there's an area that says Helium Explorer. And this part I want to show you real quick is basically what Mr. Luke Lango was talking about. You know, how he's mentioned that, you know, he's from the San Diego area. The Pacific Beach area is basically like some guy, you know, owns a few, you know, coffee shops or whatever it is. And he was doing very, very well, right? Well, he was doing extremely well, especially in the bull market of late last year when helium was, you know, a little over $50 a coin. Now, just to give you an idea of the magnitude of helium, this is the Explorer. Anybody can view this. And it shows right here, it says Helium Explorer is a block explorer and analytics platform for Helium, a decentralized wireless connectivity platform. Currently, there's 3,475 validators online. Of course, it shows you the actual price of all this. Look how many hotspots there are around the world, 956,123. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they break a, you know, basically a million, right? Gives you more details about, you know, the market cap, all this good stuff, right? The 5G radios, there's about a little over 5,100, about 5,200 basically. But it's not just the United States, guys. I mean, I want to show you this right here. Like, I mean, obviously it's real rich in the United States. I mean, the East Coast is just blanketed pretty much. But, you know, you even got some areas of like Mexico, what is that? Around the Caribbean, right? South America, heck, even in Africa. Look at Europe. I mean, literally, you know, Germany, the Netherlands, I mean, the UK just absolutely just blanketed with these hotspots. I mean, they're all over the place. India, right? It's literally practically worldwide, right? Eastern China, parts of Japan, South Korea, right? Philippines, like I mentioned before. So it's really, really huge for helium. Now, for instance, when I zoom in, okay, this kind of gives you an idea. So he talked about San Diego. So when I'm thinking of San Diego, geographically speaking, when I'm zooming in, you know, I'm thinking like right around the border of, you know, California and Mexico, right? Like Tijuana, that type of area. So we're just going to go like right into this area. So, you know, here's like the San Diego metropolitan area. And what we can do basically is when we go here, I can go, for instance, let's say I'm going to go like towards this far left area. This says 4 right here. Okay. Now, some miners do really well, some don't. Again, it's all about like how they have it positioned. I mean, does this miner happen to have, you know, his hotspot in a position that is getting a good signal being sent out? There's all sorts of things, right? There's guys that have it on top of the roof. There's guys that have extended antennas, you name it, right? But just like how blockchain is supposed to be, where you can, you know, literally, you know, kind of like Etherscan view, you know, point A to point B on transactions and stuff like that. You can do the same type of concept with tracking how well some people do, right? So we're going to zoom in a little bit more. And literally, like, these are like, you know, to certain areas, like, you know, that says Citrus Avenue, so on and so forth. So we're going to check out this person right here. And let's see. Probably didn't do too well. Some people do really well. I mean, some people don't. But we're doing like on a 30-day. Hold on. And let's see. This guy didn't do nothing. All right. Like, congratulations. He won absolutely nothing. So his thing is inactive. I want to find one that's maybe active. Hold on a second. Try to find one that's a little bit more active. Apologize for that. Maybe some of these guys at number 8. Hold on a second. All right. Doesn't sound like a lot, but like, for instance, this guy, Delightful Umber Reindeer. All right, 1.2 HNT. Hold on a second. Says he's active. Okay. That's for the 24-hour. Let's see how he did on 30-day. So he didn't make a lot. He made 629. Okay. You know, the equivalent of 620, you know, $6.29 worth. Doesn't seem like much of so on. He might not, you know, have the best location, right? Might not be positioned well. This is not me making excuses or anything like that. But this is the scenario. I mean, you know, originally how it was set up, it was like the more people you had in a high traffic area, it seemed like the more you would make people scraping. The thing as in the hotspot seems to do a lot better from what I've seen on various other YouTube videos. Like if you get in a rural area, right, and people, like I mentioned, they lose their service, and it happens to be like an area in which it's just that an area where a lot of people lose their service, and you happen to have one of these things there. Again, these things are all designed in which the more people who scrape your data, the more, I guess you could say, money you will make. So if you have a high trafficked area where, I don't know, at the coffee shop, everybody, the default mechanism is what? The coffee shop Wi-Fi. Well, more than likely you're not getting that much traffic scraped. Where you're more than likely to get the traffic scraped off is what they would call your hotspot, your hamburger or whatever, would be like in a rural area, farmland, whatever, right? But if it happened to be like an area like where it's just, farmers doing there's just like no service or anything like that, and they're continuously not getting the service, but you're providing that one, I guess you could say, hot spot, and it's scraping all day long. I'm not joking. Look into it for yourself if you're interested. Those type of quote unquote miners yield very, very well on their helium rewards. Now, of course, helium is just like, what did we find out here? It was 519. I don't have that tab up right now, but I want to show you something. Actually, I'll pull it up right now because I might as well. Let me see. Hopefully you do see this. Yeah, you guys see it. Okay. So helium is sitting at 519. All-time highs were actually $55.22. Again, back during the bull market. And there's, of course, the markets on that. But hold on a second. Let me do the overview. I want to show you guys something. So I experienced this for myself. And at the time, I only had like 5 helium, right? So, basically it went up to like a little over $50 a coin. So it was like $52.71. Like you see right here, it says 55.22. So roughly in that area. And, this was basically back on November 13th, right? So again, for those who are, raking in some of the, the mining rewards, we get into another bull run. Like we've always mentioned here at Crypto Talk Now, preparing for the bull run in a bear market. This is another perfect example of just that. If you happen to have one of these hotspots, let's say you had, even had just a basic one, right? Yeah, that person, they're only making a few rewards, but again, it's still, you're mining some of this. And even if a person only, for instance, this guy, what was it? Where were we at on him? So he got, I don't know, only 1.23. I mean, that's not really good for him. But, in my area, there's some people like, I think 3 blocks away from me. And if I'm not mistaken, one guy had like 17 helium that he mined. Yeah, it was for the month. You think about it, you get back into the bull market, that's an extra 17. If we got new all-time highs, I mean, that's not too shabby, right? I mean, it's not like, monumental income or anything, but it's the saying goes, it's passive income. And some people, of course, get more than one miner. I'm not going to harp anymore on it. I just thought I'd bring you guys this information. I said I would in the past. I was glad that they re-edited the video, because originally these videos, in particular this one, I was going to originally share it with you guys a while back. It didn't have the function to just fast forward to these certain areas. Now they have it. I'm glad that they fixed that. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to you guys. I'm going to stop the screen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the content tonight in that regard. Wanted to do something a little bit different, because you know what? We all need a fresh breath of air when it comes to some of this. And if anything, I'm going to, of course, bring that to you when I see it. And I'm going to definitely recognize the comments once again, because I know I'm way behind in it. So let's just take a moment. I know I'm way, way, way behind. That's okay. Let's see. Brian Dowie, LOL Max, that was close. Yeah, it was. I know what you're referring to. I'm not going to go back there. The likes of, yep, I say that a lot. All right, so I'm going to share the Luna Classic chart one again. I'm going to show the likes of the Luna Classic chart. All right. And there we are again at the 4 hour. Let me see if anything happened at the 2. It did, but I mean, So just like a mini on the 2, it's just a mini little, I don't know, pennant. Nothing huge, but I thought I was just zooming in a little bit out on that one. We'll keep it at the 2 for now. We had 26 people. We need 30. Let's go, fam. All right, Mike Cornwell. We need to do a synchronized marketing campaign on our social media and see if we can draw in more views. Let's go, team. Let's go for CTNN. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. That would be really nice. It's going to recognize a few more comments. And then if anything, going to show the whole thing with Mike Cornwell's, part of the video that he did in regards to Luna Classic. All right, let's see. Day trading. You asked me about profits in Bulgaria. If I earn $50 a day, I don't have to work and I will live great. Okay. So my targets are different. When I hit 30 to 50 for a day, this is like I worked 10-hour jobs. Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, you make a good point. A lot different when it comes to different countries. Hey, Zeus, I don't know if he's still around. Okay. He says, I got a dip. I guess that's your way of saying dip out of here, drop out of here, whatever. Mr. Stanley, it's been an interesting hour. See you tomorrow. Mr. Stanley, have a great night. Yeah, you too. Hey, Zeus, I know you're gone by now. Thank you for that. Mr. Prude, I'm back. We'll be watching. It was a segment about helium with Luke Lango of Investor Place. Again, he went to Caltech. Used to work for the Dodgers and the 76ers. Pretty impressive resume he has. Pump and dump coins, light GMT. Tim Shea, they're talking about your rap, Luna, Jeff. Yeah. All right. I was just saying. Okay. Mr. Pruden is the number 3 biggest Luna Classic bag holder in our team. I'll be buying a small island for everyone to party on when we get rich. All right. Jeff, I'm down with Luna Classic too, just messing around. Yeah. I mean, it's text. Sometimes we get it misinterpreted. Coochie Boy, I wonder, will my Brett Favre rookie card, if it will go up or be a rug? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, the whole recent news about him. I remember that. That's a good question. All right. Coochie Boy, not sure. I was bullish. Tim Shea, I have no idea. I have many cards. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Also, many of that's the way I look at it. A lot of my collection, it was put away, kept in great condition, and just that, put away, not to be messed with. And a lot of it I haven't even opened since the late 80s, early 90s. I have some decent cards. I got for basketball, I have Dr. J's. I have one of his rookie cards when he first joined the 76ers. But, I wish I could have had some of his ABA cards because technically speaking, those would have been his official rookie cards. All right. So we got a super chat that came in. And let's see here. It is from the one, the only, Edward Vincent. Says, even though it's 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 Central, can we not get excited? Great show, great content. Thank you. After show bound. Yes. By all means, when this show ends, help the brothers out over at Crypto Talk Now VR, entertainment only. Edward Vincent, Mr. Pruden, the rest of the gang. They'll show you charts. They'll do some interesting conversation and so on. Help them out over there. Simply just type in Crypto Talk Now VR on YouTube on the search. Take you right there if you happen to not already have that saved or subscribed. All right, a little bit more. Thank you, of course, once again, Edward Vincent of Crypto Talk Now VR. I also forgot to mention Badir. But yeah, thank you once again for the $5 super chat. All right. Let me see. Got to go further back up. All right. I think this is the one. All right, Coochie Boy, you may have an MJ rookie. LOL. Yeah, I was originally saying it was I have that Dr. J one. I have some. I don't know if I have a Michael Jordan rookie card. I think about it. I mean, I have Shaq and some other ones, Kobe. Actually, I don't have Kobe. I think that's when I stopped collecting. Yeah. Anyway. I have an old cereal box of old Wheaties cereal box from, I think, the 75th anniversary edition or something. Not as impressed as some of you guys' stuff. I wish I had like old baseball cards, from like, the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, but I don't. So, all right. Coochie Boy, you have early 80s hoops cards. All right. Let's see here. All right. You guys have a conversation with each other. That's great. Hold on. Let's talk about cards. You guys might be maybe a little bit bored. That's okay. All right. I guess I'll get into some of these last comments. Salamander in Space, 9 p.m. in El Paso, Texas. Yeah, 8 o'clock here. And then Brian Downey says, you would know if you had LA, MJ, RC, LOL. Yeah. All right. I think there might just be a little bit more I want to share with you guys. Can't remember. Let me see. That was about Coolio. Yep. Well, I'm going to double check one more thing before we wrap things up because we've been going for about 2 hours. It's going to do a refresh on the overall crypto market. While you guys had that Luna Classic up. Hold on a second. All right. So little known fact on the cryptos, right? We're now up to 21,133. So that 20,000 mark has went bye-bye. It's going to refresh the 24-hour chart. So again, helium up about close to 14% of the day. Really doing well. Jerry Tapia, one of my best friends, his Loop Ring is doing all right, up 8.43%. He's a big fan of Loop Ring. We didn't really cover Loop Ring much on the show, but I know he's a big fan of it. He has a bag or more of it. I think he has like maybe 2 or 3 bags of it. Algorand's doing all right, 6.36%. I need to dig more into Kusama. It keeps popping up for me. I need to find out more about it. Seeing what else there's another one that caught my eye earlier. Oh yeah, eCash was doing all right, but that wasn't the one. That was not the one. All right, real quick on my watch list, I'm trying to find the one I saw earlier. I had it saved, but of course the thing had to go up on the page. Well, I guess that's about it. Of course, we talked about Clearpool. Man, I could have sworn it was here. Huh. Luna Classic. It's up 5.27% for the day. Nothing too serious. Let's take a look, of course, one last time on the chart for Luna Classic. Before I do, we're just going to read the last comments. Carly Crypto, good night, y'all. See you tomorrow. Tim Shea, Brian, I have a lot on open. Yep, you guys are saying bye to Carly. Brian Dowd, cool Tim. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's see here. Coochie Boy, lots of PC10 graded, going for well over 20K. He says, of course, some over 500K. Okay. All right, so one last look at the Luna Classic chart. That's for the 2 hour. Let's see what's going on in the 1 hour. Yep, it's still looking really nice. I mean, here it is on the 1 hour. I mean, like, look here. This is zoomed way in on the 1 hour, right? I mean, even on that candle, this is looking really nice. So, I mean, I'm still sticking to my guns. I feel as though a massive pump is going to be incoming. If you haven't happened to see the screen yet, I'm going to stop share on this. Take a look, for instance, over at, I'm going to do a share real quick. Share screen, tab. All right. Hold on a second. So if you haven't seen it already, hopefully you liked today's thumbnail, by the way. I'm trying to make it look somewhat professional. Our subscribers have gone up. I mean, not massively, but I mean, it's ticking up, right? As long as I think he's ticking up, our goal is to get up to 8,000. I think we're going to do it. We just got to keep doing these type of things where, we just keep on top of everything, right? So, for instance, this was released 2 hours ago. It says Luna Classic, huge pump incoming. I'm sticking to my guns in regards to that. I did forget one thing. So, you know what? Before we wrap up things, Two things I want to mention. So if you haven't seen it already, check out the USTC rate peg. In fact, I'm just going to click on it real quick and I'll get to Mike Cornwell's segment about it. Because I want you guys to see this. If you haven't seen it already, it's really, really good. Shout out to Mike Cornwell for this. Let me just a moment. Let's fast forward to that part. All right, here it is. Let's watch this for a brief moment before we wrap up the show, guys, okay? This is good stuff. Shout out, of course, to Mike Cornwell. Does a very, very eloquent job of explaining just this. Here we go. And here we go. In fact, I'm actually going to go ahead and just full screen this just so you can see the whole thing. And we're going to play it here, and we'll be right back shortly. Here we go.
This is something I was wanting to explain to everybody about Luna Classic and the USTC repegging event. What's cool about this is you could say, let's say we get back down to 4 zeros, 3 zeros and a 1, or 4 zeros and a 1, whatever we're at. Let's just say it goes there. All right, so we spent $1,000 on Luna Classic. So $1,000, and you end up with 10 million Luna Classic at that price. Okay, so how you repeg it is you send it through the wormhole and it becomes USTC. So what you're doing is you're taking 10 million coins and removing them from circulation. And you're also moving, the 1,000 you threw into Luna Classic over to USTC. So what happens, you just burn 10 million coins and you still hold the same amount of money, but now it's worth it in USTC. So right now you can get USTC at 3 cents. So if you buy Luna Classic and they're going to repeg USTC and you convert it to USTC, when it repegs, you're going to 33x. But another thing you could do here is use this USTC and buy more Luna Classic, spend $1,000 worth and get another 10 million coins and put it over here to USTC again. All you'll have is the transfer fees, but now you've burned 20 million coins and you still hold the same amount, or pretty darn close to it, the same amount of money. What's happening here is when somebody puts $1,000 in Luna Classic and the market cap goes up just barely, okay? Well, when they move these coins out, the market cap goes down, but the price doesn't because they remove the coins. So you can just keep cycling this and everybody in the community is going to burn so many coins. When this finally repegs, it's going to slow down. But until the point it does repeg, which as soon as all these people start getting up around 70, 80 cents that got in around 3 cents, they're going to be getting out again. And where do you think they're going to be going? Right back over to Luna Classic to wormhole this. And it's going to burn through so many coins so quick.
Shout out to Mike Cornwell, aka All right, Crypto
so there you
Mike,
have it.
Who basically pointed that out. I mean, the way you explained it, Mike, if you're still watching, you did a very, very good job with that. So we only have 11 people here because, it's the phases. When we go over 2 hours, I mean, just people start to file out. That's fine. I'm going to read the last bit. And that is Tim Shea says, nice mental leg. It's been a pleasure all. Yes, it's been a pleasure with you too, my friend. Salamander says, buenos nachos. Huh. Yeah, we might have some nachos right now. Coochie Boy, Patches living his best life. Yeah, I mean, isn't he so peaceful? Look forward to meeting him someday. Tim Shea, good night, everyone. Good night, Tim. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. And I think you're saying something back, to Shay or something to Tim Shea. I don't know. Crypto Talk Now, which is Larry. Good night, Carly. And last but not least, Crypto Talk Now. Larry is saying, great job, Michael Cornwell. Yes. So again, if you just tuned in right now, our show is wrapping up. And we just showed how USTC basically, how it repegs, how it becomes a 33x, because, it's math, and how it's going to be, huge for Luna Classic. On top of that, I feel as though this is how we get to like $1 in the future. Crazy things that some people have mentioned, especially with that wormhole. So, guys, on behalf of myself, Larry, Patches, who happens to be to my left on the screen, on your right, obviously, who just looks absolutely so peaceful right there. Johan, Edward Vincent of Crypto Talk Now, VR, Badir, Jeff Pruden, Mike Cornwell, and everybody else that helps out. La Gran Comisión for, hablamos crypto ahora, right? He says I don't sound like I'm Hispanic when I do that, but that's okay. I am part Spanish, but whatever. It's okay. Want to, of course, thank you once again for tuning in with us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, which is Thursday. There's a possibility I might not be here. It might just be Larry because basketball tryouts, as you guys know, I am the 5th and 6th grade basketball coach. The tryouts, the official tryouts, are going to be tomorrow, and we're jam-packing it all into one day, and it's going to be a 2-hour tryout. So that would end at roughly close to 5 o'clock my time. And depending on rush hour traffic, I don't know if I can make it back within an hour. So it's a possibility I will not be here and Larry will have to host. But either way, I'll make sure I get the stream ready. That way you get the alerts like you have been the last few days, because we want to keep that going. That way it's never a problem again. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Over and out for now.